Hello everyone, it's your bud. Today we're going to be talking about the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter. Originally I was going to be talking about Ravenclaw, but I had too many chores and not enough time to make that video. Then when I went to search for the Sorting Hat on Pottermore, it was a featured article. So I'm going to take that as a sign and read through what they have written, which is a description. There's an image here of JK's sketch, and there's also her thoughts on how she came up with the idea. We're going to discuss that, and then we'll be discussing my opinion. So this is what's written on Pottermore. The famous Hogwarts Sorting Hat gives an account of its own genesis in a series of songs sung at the beginning of each school year. Legend has it that the hat once belonged to one of the four founders, Godric Gryffindor, and that it was jointly enchanted by all four founders to ensure that the students would be sorted into their eponymous houses, which would be selected according to each founder's particular preferences in students. The Sorting Hat is one of the cleverest enchanted objects most witches and wizards will ever meet. It literally contains the intelligence of the four founders, can speak through a rip near its brim, and is skilled at, what word is this? Legilimency? Legilimency, and is skilled at legilimancy, whatever that is, which enables it to look into the wearer's head and divine his or her capabilities or mood. It can even respond to the thoughts of the wearer. I don't know if legilimency is a real word. At least what I'm getting out of it is legilimency is like cold reading, like being able to know what a person actually is capable of and thinking, and I don't know if that's a JK word or if that's a real word, legilimency. Anyways, continuing on. The Sorting Hat is notorious for refusing to admit that it has made a mistake in the sorting of a student. On those occasions when Slytherins behave altruistically or selflessly, when Ravenclaws flunk out all their exams, when Hufflepuffs prove lazy yet academically gifted, and when Gryffindors exhibit cowardice, the hat steadfastly backs its original decision. On balance, however, the hat made remarkably few errors of judgment over the many centuries it has been at work. So that was the description. Lots there to unpack. I'm just itching to say all the things that I'm thinking about with that, but now we'll move on to JK's thoughts before we discuss mine. So, JK says, the Sorting Hat does not appear in my earliest plans for Hogwarts. I debated several different methods for sorting students because I knew from early on that there would be four houses, all with very different qualities. The first was an elaborate machine that did all sorts of magical things before reaching a decision, but I did not like it. It felt at once too complicated and too easy. Next, I placed four statues of the founders at the entrance hall, which came alive and selected students from the throng in front of them when the school watched. This was better, but still not quite right. Finally, I wrote a list of ways in which people could be chosen. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, short straws, chosen by team captains, names out of a hat, names out of a talking hat, putting on a hat, the Sorting Hat. So that's all that she has written, but I really like the idea. I can't actually think of many, or actually I can think of one other thing that the Sorting Hat is related to. I'm just doing this whole thing unscripted and just thinking out loud here. So the only thing I can think of at the moment is Nox, Final Fantasy Kingsglaive. The ring in Final Fantasy Kingsglaive is a ring that has the king's powers, and when the king dies, they become like this ghostly thing that their will can inhabit the ring. Then whenever the new king wears the ring, they sort of have like the council of every king before them that they can think of. So the only thing that I can relate the Sorting Hat to is the four founders enchanting their personalities into the Sorting Hat is very much like the kings enchanting their personalities into the ring from Final Fantasy Kingsglaive. So I really like her attention to detail when JK describes that it's the intelligence of the four founders. So they would be selected according to each founder's particular preferences in students. So you can't have the Sorting Hat choose the preference of the founder if the entire founder's personality, whims, wishes, everything is connected to the hat. Actually, now that I think about it, if the Sorting Hat can know the minute details of the preferences of all 4 founding, founding of families, but founding wizards of Hogwarts, then it's kind of the most powerful thing. You could divine any question to any of the 4 founders through the hat, because the hat has all 4 founders' personalities, whims, desires, their preferences all woven within it. So yeah, the only thing I can describe it as is the ring from Kingsglaive, which, this isn't a spoiler, but you get to know how just powerful the ring in Kingsglaive is, and you don't get to see it happen till the end of the Kingsglaive movie. So if you haven't seen the whole thing, watch that. That's another similar thing. But the Kingsglaive, like every king of, I don't know what it's called, but let's see, Niflheim is the bad guys, and I don't know what the good guys in Final Fantasy are called. I've never really learned everything about Final Fantasy, but in Kingsglaive, the king can pass on this ring that is infused with every king's spirit before. Instead of being something that can add on new personalities, the Sorting Hat became what it is when it was infused with the 4 personalities. And I like to think that its errors of judgment are actually just contradictions in the actual personalities of the 4 founders. I mean, every single founder, some people don't act the exact same every single moment of every single day of their life. So potentially, when a Slytherin who does something good gets into Slytherin, like, that might be the will of the actual founder Slytherin. So I really like this thing. Are there errors in judgment? Does the thing itself have, I mean, it does kind of have its own personality. We see it in the movies. It's all like, ooh, what to do. But I wonder, is that personality a combination of the 4 founders? Is it a brand new one that just relies on the information given to it by the 4 founders? Is it like programmed to, I will act this way and rely upon the information of the founders, but be my own being? I really like the Sorting Hat. It's just a cool thing, isn't it? One simple thing that can sort all the students into their houses. But then when you realize that this one object holds all of the intricacies required to relay the preferences of choosing a student for each house of Hogwarts, the preferences of each of the founders, generations after it had been created. Like, that's actually one of the most powerful magical items in all of Harry Potter. And you could potentially use certain magics to learn the truth about the 4 founders. So that's very cool. The only thing I can think of as a relation to it is the ring from Final Fantasy Kingsglaive. That was the Sorting Hat. If you want to check out more stuff on Harry Potter, go to Pottermore. Thanks for listening. Like I said, I had to do too many chores today. I did my dishes for the first time since before Christmas, which, like, it's been really bad. Yeah, it's February 4th right now, and I just finally did my dishes for the first time since Christmas. That's how bad my health has been. But I've been focusing on making videos for all of you guys. Anyways, that's it for today. Like, if you want me to make more Harry Potter, I will probably do a Ravenclaw video, but now there's no schedule for it. Unless I see that there's likes or interest in this video, then I will move it up in my schedule. Subscribe for daily videos. I make a new video every day on this channel. Leave any questions or suggestions. If I missed something, pronounced something wrong, or there's something that you want to learn more about, just leave that in the comments below, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching.